by Bui Zhang, who plays the amazing role of Rafiki in The Lion King. Bui, thank you very much for joining me.
No, thank you very much.
So, like I said, you play the role of Rafiki and you've played it all around the world. What is it like playing this amazing role in such an amazing production as The Lion King?
Man, today is my 13th year Lion King anniversary, and I just feel blessed, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to be back in the region, in Melbourne. You know, this is where everything kind of started for me, so it's great. It's a great feeling.
Now, the difference that I know between The Lion King and all these other shows that we get here in Australia is it's such a multicultural cast, and I know you're from South Africa and that you're from Africa as well. What's it like working, I mean, because you've got, you know, Nikafoa who plays the lead role of Simba. What's it like working in such an amazing multicultural cast such as The Lion King?
You know what, it's beautiful. It's just, it makes you see what the world can be like if people can just get along. It's really good, and because you learn about other cultures. It's like you walk into work and it's like traveling, because you could be, people will be talking about Jamaica and they're from there, so you feel like you've been there somewhat, and I just got to go to New Zealand for the first time the other day, and I stayed at Nick Afoa's mum's. He wasn't even there. You know, so you know, my world is expanding. So it's a beautiful show with beautiful people from everywhere in the world. It's the best place. This is the world.
For sure. And I noticed that because we've been talking about travelling the world, and there's a video going around on YouTube that's got quite a lot of hits and that's going around online, that you were on top of the Sydney Opera House. How did you find that?
Well, firstly, I'm not scared of heights, and because people always ask me if I was scared. I'm not scared of heights. I'm very happy that I got the opportunity to be on top of the Opera House. Not many people get to do that. The view from up there, I can tell you, because you probably will never be up there.
You're rubbing it in.
It's amazing. So, you know, yeah, it's good. I'm glad that people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The birds up there were not very happy with me being up there. They were quite scary, but otherwise, you know, it's all good.
For sure. So do you have a favourite song or a favourite number performing The Lion King? Because I know you do it like, what, 8 shows a week. You've got to have a favourite song or a favourite number from something as good as that.
I do have a favourite song, and my favourite song is Shadowland. It sounds like it's talking about me, and then we have Jocelyn, who sings it so very well in this production, and she just happens to be my home girl from my hometown. She's the only person that's from Durban, the other person that's from Durban, and I get to share a dressing room with her, and she sings this amazing song, and I've loved it for many, many years. So that's my favorite song.
For sure. Well, Bui, thank you very much for joining me. Good luck with the rest of the Melbourne season of The Lion King. You're doing an amazing job. I'm coming to opening night tomorrow night. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy what is my favourite movie musical of all time. It's really affected me from when I was such a young kid. Even I remember my auntie got the Rhythm of the Pride Lands on their old tape cassette when it was just released, and she still got it,
Wow.
believe it or not. So, but good luck for the rest of the Melbourne season. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing your performance and you just absolutely smashing Rafiki. It's my favourite role in the show.
Thank you very much. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night at the party.
At the party.
Yes.
There you go. Welcome to Stage Door TV. My name is Darcy Oliver, and this is where we roll out the red carpet to you, giving you up close and personal access to the biggest stars and the biggest musical production. Behind me, the red carpet is out, and we're going to see who we can grab on the red carpet tonight for the biggest musical event of all time. It's made more money than Avatar. It's made more money than Star Wars. This is The Lion King. So I'm joined here by the original show composer himself, Lebo M. How you going, mate? Have you seen the Australian show before? I know you've a huge fan of The Lion King, original composer. How many? Are you excited for the show tonight?
I'm a huge #1 fan of the Australian Lion King. I've seen them all over the world, obviously from the very first one. So I'm very excited to be here tonight. I look forward to this opening.
For sure. Do you have a favourite character or a favourite song in the show? I know you wrote them all, so you've got to have a favourite song for sure, mate.
I used to say my favorite character is Sarabi, but not anymore.
Not anymore?
Look, it's very hard, obviously, having worked the movie and the Broadway show, to have a specific favorite moment or favorite song, because the entire show, every time I watch it, I'm also a fan of the work. So it's impossible to say which is my favorite, especially because I co-wrote most of the material in the music. Yeah. So probably the very moment that gives everybody goosebumps, the top of the Circle of Life, and the opening of the second act is probably my ultimate favorite moment. And of course, He Lives in You, the Mufasa scene.
For sure. Well, Lebo, thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the Australian production. It's an amazing show. I've been a fan of this since I was 3 years old. So thank you for writing the music to a show that I've been such a huge fan of for so long.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. So I'm joined here by Melissa from Winners and Losers.
Mel's fine.
Mel's fine?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
For sure. So you're here at the Lion King, opening night, red carpet. It's all very exciting. But do you have a favourite character or a favourite song in the show?
I like Timon and Pumbaa, and I don't think you can separate them. I think that they come together. And I like Hakuna Matata because I like what it means and the meaning behind it. And Circle of Life makes me cry a bit, so maybe don't talk to me after the show. I'm tearing up thinking about it. But yeah, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing show. But when was the first time that you think that you can remember watching the movie? It's an absolute classic. When was the first time you put it on? For me, it was like age 3. But what was the first time you saw?
I reckon it was one of the first films that my parents took me to see at the cinema, because it was out when I was small, and I think I was just at that stage where I understood what shh meant. You know, you can take some kids, but they're a little bit too noisy, and they're like, what's going on? But I think I was just at the age where I could watch it and appreciated it. And then as I grew up, I had a huge crush on Jonathan Taylor Thomas, so I used to make it quite a bit of a regular, just halfway through the movie, then he grows up and then I'm not interested. And it's a lion that's really creepy, but they draw them really attractively. I'm getting myself in trouble. I'm going to stop talking.
So is this the first time you've seen the Australian production, or you've seen it before? Or?
I saw it years ago at the Capitol Theatre in Sydney. I think it was the first incarnation of an Australian production of it, and it was wonderful. I sat there with my mum, and I think we're in a box. She got like this cool package, and we went to Sydney for the weekend. We're in a box, and there was a bird right there, and it's really great. It's really a really immersive show.
For sure. Well, I know I saw it the same as you 10 years ago at the Capitol Theatre. I know you're really going to enjoy it, so have a fun night, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Mel.
Thank you. See ya.
Joined here by Stephen May, who's recently come off Grease. Mate, here at the Lion King, what's your favourite character or favourite song in the show?
Simba, definitely, the older one. I mean, the cute kids are absolutely adorable, but I think the Endless Night, I think it's towards the end. It's a pretty beautiful song.
So when was the first time that you remember actually watching The Lion King? For me, it was like age 3. When was the first time you kind of put in the DVD or the video cassette and watched The Lion King?
You know, I don't remember watching the DVD. The first time I saw the musical was back in 2003 in Sydney, up at the Capitol. And the opening scene, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but that was pretty magical. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
So one of the things I have to congratulate you on is you've just been cast in Rocky Horror, buddy. So what does that feel like to come off Grease and then go straight into Rocky Horror, which is also a huge musical?
Oh, mate, it's incredible. You always dream to be working all the time, so I'm just a little bit worried about the high heels.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And the tidy whities. So I'm looking forward to meeting Craig McLachlan. So
oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be good. Oh, Stephen, thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the Australian production, the Melbourne production of The Lion King, and it should go off. It should be a good show. So thanks very much, Stephen.
Thanks, mate. Good to see you.
See you. I'm joined here by Josh Thomas, one of my favourite Australian comedians. Love Please Like Me, mate. I love what you're doing with that show. I know it's coming back soon, but what I've been asking people here tonight is, when was your first exposure to The Lion King?
You know, I went on grade 12 drama camp. No, to the live show.
Yeah. Oh no, just watching the movie or...
I mean, when I was a child.
Yeah.
I don't know. just generically across my entire childhood, constantly.
And the first time you saw the stage show?
Year 12 Drama Camp. It's always weird seeing a show that's going to be exactly the same like 12 years later. It's going to be like a creepy reminder of when I was 15 or 16. Yeah.
So, like I said before, I'm a big fan of Please Like Me. Is that going to come back later on in the year?
Yeah, season 3 is coming out in, I don't know, late this year. Yeah, I'm writing it at the moment.
And the last question I have for you, Josh, do you have a favourite character in the show? Timon, Pumbaa, Simba? Do you have a favourite character at all, a favourite song?
Nala's the best. She's cool.
Because she's the strongest, you know. She's a really strong and woman who knows, you know, what she wants and where she wants to go.
She's the one that actually fixes it. Yeah, she's the best. Yeah, cool.
I look forward to more Please Like Me later in the year, Josh. Continue to keep up the good work, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks.
On you, mate. Yeah, pretty good. So I'm joined here by another one of my favourite Australian comedians, Hannah Gadsby. Now, what I've been asking people on the red carpet tonight is, Hannah, when was the first time you either saw the stage show or the first time you got any exposure to The Lion King?
I saw The Lion King last week. Yeah. The movie. I haven't seen the stage show.
Not at all?
No.
Are you in for a big treat tonight?
I hear this. I'm very excited. Yeah. It was accidental. I wasn't deliberately boycotting.
Because I saw it 10 years ago when it was at the Capitol Theatre, so what I can say is it's going to be an amazing night for you. Do you have a favourite character or a favourite song?
You know, the bit, yeah, the lion and the little fella, yeah.
Scar. Cool. And have an amazing night. Since you haven't seen it before, I know you're in for an amazing treat. It's going to be a great night for you. Enjoy the rest of The Lion King.